What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So financial freedom, you hear it all the time. Oh, I want to retire by the time I turn 50. Or you hear people say 65 is too old to retire. Which makes sense. The average life expectancy is like 80 years. And let's be honest, your last 15 years of your life, you're probably not even going to be comfortable. Because really, your best years are behind you. You probably won't have the energy to explore the world like you used to. But just how realistic is retiring at a young age for most people? Let's do some math. The most popular retirement strategy is the 4% rule, meaning once you retire, you can basically withdraw 4% of your portfolio every single year and comfortably live off that. And in theory, by withdrawing 4% of your portfolio every single year, your money and portfolio will last forever. And this takes into account inflation and rise of living expenses. So let's just assume that the average American or Canadian makes about $50,000 a year, and you're comfortable retiring with that type of lifestyle. How much would you need invested right now to retire? Well, by taking the 4% rule, you need at least $1.25 million to retire right now, and that's a lot. Since most of my viewers are in their 20s and 30s, and most of my viewers haven't subscribed, so if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe and like this video. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're not too far away. I make financial tips for Canadians in my long-form content and financial comedy in my shorts. So let's get back to the numbers. The average Canadian inflation throughout history is about 3.15%. 30 years from now, assuming average inflation rates, you would need 2.5 times more money in your investments to equal your living standards right now. So in 30 years, it's not like $1.25 million anymore, it's more like $3.1 million. And that's if you want to retire with the same living standards as making $50,000 in 2023, which I'm sure most people aren't satisfied by. So how do we get there? I can think of 3 ways. So this is the first way. Dad, I asked for 10 million, you only gave me 5. Second, start a business. And if you're successful, sell that business and retire. Okay, let's be honest, the first 2 options not that realistic for most average people. So the last way to get there is by investing. So remember, if we hypothetically say that we make about $50,000 a year right now, and we want to live like we still make $50,000 a year after we retire, I made a pretty simple Excel spreadsheet so you can visualize the numbers. So essentially what you want is your net worth right here to be worth more than what's needed to retire. To make the spreadsheet work, I typed some pretty simple formulas in here. So over here we have the starting salary at $50,000. The average person gets about 3% raise at their company annually, and the historic monthly return for S&P 500 is about 0.9%. I'm assuming we put our entire portfolio into S&P 500, which I believe is one of the best and most proven investments. So if you save 10% of your salary every single month, as you can see, after 30 years you're still nowhere close to what you need to retire. So in about 30 years you need about $3.1 million to retire, whereas you only have about $1.4 million. So let's just say you save 10% of your salary since you're 25. Take a look at this. Remember, your net worth has to be greater than the needed to retire number. So you have to go all the way to year 40. So if you save 10% of your salary every single month since you're 25, you need to work until you're 65 to retire. Now you might say, now wait a minute, how does my portfolio grow by almost $3 million in my last 10 years from year 30 to 40? That's how compound interest works, so you want to invest as early as possible to get that ball rolling. Investing starts off slow, but the longer you invest, the faster it grows. Now how about you say, now wait a minute, I don't want to work 40 years. I want to work only 20 years. How about I save 20% of my salary instead of 10%? Well, let's play around with the numbers and see if that's right. Alright, let's type 20 over here, click enter. Wait, after 20 years, you're not even close. Take a look at this. You need to work more like 32 years, even if you save 20% of your income. So instead of working 40 years, you now work 32 years by saving 20% instead of 10% of your income. It doesn't sound too promising, does it? Unfortunately, that's just the state of the economy we're living in. With inflation and interest rates at their all-time high, people can't even pay their bills, let alone save money. Most people would be lucky to pay off all their debts. So are all hopes lost? Well, not exactly. See, there are ways to beat the system. First and foremost, start saving young. Save money as soon as you land that first job and invest that money. When all your friends are going out partying and buying expensive cars, you want to ignore that peer pressure and invest and save. The younger you start, the better. I also noticed that on the spreadsheet I was assuming that the average person gets about a 3% raise per year. That's the average salary increase every single year if you stay within an organization. And to be brutally honest, I don't care how much you love your current job. Studies show that by changing your job once every 2 2 to 3 years, you have a chance to increase your salary by more than 5% every single year. And let's just say you make $50,000 right now and you get a job that pays $70,000. That 40% salary increase compounds over time. And if you don't inflate your lifestyle, you can get to financial freedom a lot faster. And seriously, every dollar you save, that cup of coffee at Starbucks every single morning, has financial consequences years down the line. The average North American spends about $100 a month on coffee. Imagine if you just made coffee at home and saved $1,200 a year. That's not only $1,200 a year that you're saving, that's $1,200 that can be invested into your portfolio that can help you towards your retirement. Hopefully, by showing you some numbers on Excel and visualizing it, you'll know the time it takes and what you need to do to get that financial freedom. I mean, it's not pretty, but I think it's important to understand personal finance sooner rather than later. So if this video helped you out, please remember to subscribe and hit the like button. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subs. By the way, check out my shorts for some financial comedy. The goal is to make personal finance fun and engaging, so hopefully you get a good laugh out of my shorts.